Is Mike Osborne.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, managers, staff, and audience. My name is Mike Osborne, and my address is 201 Monteverde here in the city of Lincoln. Thank you once again for the opportunity to speak. At the previous city council meeting, I talked about using jumper cables to get the city up and running again. This time, I would like to talk about some calculations I've made based on statements from the city manager's office to the Lincoln News Messenger on the 12th of this month. Using the numbers quoted in the article titled "Week 4 with No End in Sight," it appears that the city has achieved enough additional savings to make ratification of the September 19th tentative agreement well worthwhile. The strike has now lasted for 6 weeks, during which time the city has saved substantial payroll dollars, even after subtracting the cost of contractors and overtime. The total is approximately equivalent to 20% of our health care insurance costs for a year. This is the percentage amount, coincidentally, mentioned to the Sacramento Bee by one of the council members in the September 29th article titled "Lincoln Garbage Strike Still On as City Council Rejects Deal." So, although the 20% amount was not achieved at the bargaining table, the net effect from our unpaid wages is the same. On top of that, the concessions we've offered in the September 19th two-year tentative agreement include additional savings to the city of more than double that dollar amount. These additional savings include no cost of living increase, no merit increases, 5% and then 10% of the health insurance costs, and 8% of our total wages for our PERS retirement contribution. With such savings in hand, it seems like there is no longer any reason for City Council not to ratify the tentative agreement that was presented 5 weeks ago. It is a sweet deal for the city, totaling hundreds of thousands in savings, and it makes sense to accept it now. And here I need to expand upon some points I made at the meeting 2 weeks ago. Although the city has saved payroll dollars during the 6 weeks of the strike, there's a great deal of maintenance and repair that are being neglected. The cost of addressing these items may soon outweigh the temporary savings, especially when the neglect causes expensive failures and/or results in fines due to regulatory non-compliance. It is a tribute to the hard work and quality of the public service workers that so much of the equipment and infrastructure of the city has held up as well as it has for the past 6 weeks. However, winter is coming, the storms will be here soon, and the need to prepare is at hand. It is a good time to pocket the money you've saved on our wages and put us back to work under the tentative agreement. Among ourselves, we've discussed dozens of neglected items that need our attention: emergency generators, storm drains, sewage lift stations, drinking water supply pumps, to name just a few. Each week that goes by, the list of problems on police cars, fire engines, transit vehicles, and garbage trucks increases. There are dozens of vehicles sitting idle in the corporation yard while their batteries go dead, weeds grow up around the tires, and mice chew on the wiring. We have a particular problem with mice. Our jobs are calling out to us, and we would like to get back to work. I'd like to think of myself as optimistic, trusting in our elected officials and management to run our city, believing that the system for negotiations between labor and management is a good system that aims to achieve mutual benefit. The city has a tremendous resource in its workers. We know that money is tight, so we try to keep expenses down by babying our equipment and nurturing the city's infrastructure. The law of unintended consequences, which is a variation on the infamous Murphy's Law, says it is impossible to anticipate everything. Yet we know that paying too much attention to immediate interests sometimes overrides more important long-term concerns. Right now, the city of Lincoln is losing the advantage of having our trained, experienced eyes keeping watch over the city's inner workings. Right now, there's a lot of valuable skills going to waste. Right now is a good time to pocket the savings and put our group back to work caring for the city's needs. Thank you for listening, and may the good Lord bless our wonderful city.
Thank you, Mike. Folks, please. As you know, we don't applaud or boo anyone. If someone gets up here with a differing opinion from you, it's a bit intimidating. So